Our world, as most of us may know, works around something primordial in our daily life: resources, more specifically, money. We use it in every aspect of our capitalist life as we acquire our basic needs, such as food, clothes, a place to live, education, etc., throughout money. That's why it is important to learn how to properly use it, especially if you want to buy something that may be hard to completely acquire in one single payment. So, there are loans that can provide you with the amount of money you need, and eventually you could pay the loan in several and smaller payments, but, of course, with an interest rate. An example of how to know if a loan is convenient or not can be through an amortization table. That's why, here are some examples of how to use it. Let's suppose that you want to buy a car that costs 337,500 pesos and you can pay initially the 20%. Now you must pay 270,000 pesos. That seems like a considerable amount of money, so you look several ways to pay it in a 4-year span. At first, you look for a bank loan, and this one gives you an interest rate of 42% compounded monthly. Also, the bank tells you that you need to make a periodic payment of 12,866.787 pesos. With this information, we can now make our amortization table. First, we state our data. Then, we fill our table with the proper calculations until the balance becomes approximately zero throughout the 48 payments. Now, a loan company offered you other possibility, now with an interest rate of 18% compounded semesterly. So, we apply the same method than before. Now, a car dealership offered you other possibility, with an interest rate of 29.3% compounded monthly. So, we apply the same method than before. These are some possibilities that can help you, but what would happen if, instead of paying a loan, you invest the amount R of the previous cases? Here are 3 possibilities. First, a bank offers you an investment plan with a 3% interest compounded annually. So, we apply our formula. In this case, it will be better to invest rather than pay a loan, as in this option it won't be necessary to pay interests. Nonetheless, the investment works on a yearly basis, so the money would only grow at the end of each year. The final amount after the 4 years doesn't reach the rest of the car's cost, 270,000 pesos, but it's still better, as it is now more convenient to ask for a loan with a smaller balance left of 113,163.59 pesos. Now, a savings organization offers you an investment plan with an 18.23% interest compounded annually, so we apply the same method. In this case, it will be better to invest rather than pay a loan, as in this situation it won't be necessary to pay interests. The only inconvenience is that the investment works on a yearly basis, so the money would only grow at the end of each year. But, at the end of the 4 years, it even represents a payback for the rest of the car's cost, 270,000 pesos, by getting a total of 272,344.77 pesos. Finally, an investment agency offers you an investment plan with a 12% interest compounded annually, so we apply the same method than before. In this case, it will be better to invest rather than pay a loan, as in this option it won't be necessary to pay interests. Nonetheless, the investment works on a yearly basis, so the money would only grow at the end of each year. The final amount after the 4 years doesn't reach the rest of the car's cost, 270,000 pesos, but it's still better, as it is now more convenient to either ask for a loan with a smaller balance left or pay the rest, 50,734.61 pesos, from one's pocket. In conclusion, to know which option is better, it will always depend on the buyer, as it may be better to invest your money than pay a loan, but it is only convenient when you have the money to properly invest it. Otherwise, if it is harder for the buyer to save X amount of money every given period of time, then it will be easier to pay a loan. Also, there's the possibility to pay a loan and, after certain time, save enough money to liquidate the debt before the time estimated, which would save the buyer a considerable amount of money.